message for the ladies and gentlemen around the world and all the ships at sea.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. So choose wisely. Subscribe to It's Erik Nagel wherever shows are found, on whatever platform you choose. And as always, leave us a positive review. Would you kindly?
There he is.
There he is.
Hello.
Say hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hello.
I'm going to do it again.
Yes, whatever you said.
I like the new host.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's a step up from the old one.
I feel like the show is actually running a little better right now.
I get the Spider-Man.
I feel like she's got a better control of the computer.
I get the Spider-Man. Look.
Yeah, get the Spider-Man.
I think that's Deadpool, baby.
That's Deadpool.
That's Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Deadpool?
You're so silly.
You're so silly.
All right, can you say bye, Giddles?
Bye, girls.
Bye.
It's Erik Nagel. It starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Erik Nagel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another edition of It's Erik Nagel. That is myself. And over in the upside down, that would be Giddles.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Follow us on the social medias for the program. It's Erik Nagel across the board. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you want to leave a message for the show to be used on future broadcasts, 651-SMITHERS is the phone number, 651-764-8437. How is your con going, Giddles?
My con?
Yeah, how's your con?
My air conditioning is working great right now, but that's the only con I have going on.
Well, San Diego Comic-Con is going strong right now as we're doing this show. We're actually doing it a little later than we usually do in the week. Our pal Zia Anderson, she's out there right now doing reports and interviews and stuff at Comic-Con, so she'll be back with us next Thursday to talk about her experience and everything else that was going on there.
Is she buying us toys?
I'm trying. I gave her a list.
Is she getting us exclusive? Yes, thank you, Erik. That's the biggest thing. Interviews, cool. Having a great time, cool. Get us toys.
These things. But I got the first thing in the mail Thursday, when I came home Thursday. First thing was in the mail was this.
Ooh, Super Conan.
Yeah, it's Super Conan. It's his, Funko's been doing that cereal thing for a while now.
Yeah, the Funk O's, yeah.
Yeah, so these are orange O's that comes with an exclusive Funko Conan Pop in the cereal, like the old days of getting free toys in your cereal.
That's awesome.
So I have that, and then I don't know where the other thing
is. Are they like random exclusives, or are they all the same?
For the cereal, it's all the same. But
no, I mean the toy inside. It's the same toy.
It's all the same.
All, like,
it's all the same
okay.
toy. It's not like, oh, you could get this or you can get that. And look, Funko knows how to print money, so I wouldn't put it past them. There's 4
Maybe
different
they thought
ones.
about it, but it was like too predatory.
Yeah, 4 different ones. It's hard enough having blind boxes where you go to the store and you see them and they're half ripped open and the Mylar bag is ripped open so you can see what's inside. Imagine going to a store that has the cereal and there's just cereal all over the place.
Oh my god, it would be mayhem in the cereal aisle.
People are savage.
Toys everywhere, cereal, sugar.
Somewhere, I don't know where the other. I thought I brought it over to the studio, but I guess I didn't. I got the other Conan Pop. Now, Conan always has 4 Funko Pops when he does his TV show at Comic-Con, and each night they reveal a new one, and then the whole audience gets one. Matt and I went twice, and we got exclusive Conan mashup pops. Well, he has those 4 for his show this year, which are. He's Pennywise, he's Iron Man, he's Woody, and he is... Oh, man, I forgot what the 4th one was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm forgetting what it is.
Is it just like a Super Conan like they do every year? Like a different version of that?
It's Conan mixed into a popular character, yeah. But this one's different. This was another one that they made, another exclusive for the con. It's just the entire pop of Conan is orange. There's no detail, no anything. You see the outline of everything, but it's solid orange.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I got that one too. So
Nice.
I'm excited.
I want to see that when it comes in.
I have it somewhere. It's not here with me at the moment, but yeah, as soon as I find it, I'll take a photo and send it to you. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get into San Diego in just a little bit. There's so much going on, but for now, here on the East Coast in New York City area, which where we reside and do this program, it is ungodly hot. Now, it's not just exclusive to this area, apparently, because I keep watching the news feeds here. They're saying it affects 38 states plus Canada, and over 200 million people are in something what they call a heat dome.
Oh, a heat dome.
Now, this really isn't anything but a clever buzzword for the National Weather Service to use, like when they started naming snowstorms and tornadoes and all this other dumb nonsense because the Weather Channel bullied them into saying, no, we got to have a name. So then it pops as a headline and it trends. And
Well, you know what this is? This is the summer version of the polar vortex. That's all it is.
there you go. The summer vortex.
Yeah, summer vortex.
Guess what, Dad? Guess what time it
Sounds
is?
so much cooler than a heat dome.
Yeah. Dad, do you know what day it is? The vernal equinox? No.
No.
But so
vortex.
they're calling it a heat dome. So apparently all it is that high pressure system means higher temperatures, right? So you have a high pressure system that's not moving. The jet stream's way north in Canada, and there's another pressure system, I guess, right there. And so this thing is just sitting in place. It's like take a hurricane, have it build up to a 4, right?
Yeah, and then just sit there.
And just stall it. Have it just sit in the Gulf and wait. Like it's like you put a car in park and you're revving the engine
Yeah,
before
it's
you
like a
go,
red light.
yeah, before you James Dean it down the highway. That's what this thing is. It's just sitting here, not moving. So everybody's hot.
Yeah, it sucks.
It was over 100 degrees. It was almost 101 here. Where I am in the city. I imagine it's even more where Giddles is proper. And it's supposed to be 109 tomorrow is what they're saying for the weekend.
Ugh, I am not looking forward to tomorrow.
Ungodly hot.
It's going to be so hot. And like, I cook in this soup kitchen basement where there's like no AC.
I thought you meant
so
in
like,
your pants.
I hope I just don't die tomorrow. You're going to see me on the news, be like, man dies in basement, 180 degrees.
Yeah. You know what you are? You're the old person that they always warn to go check on the elderly. You know,
Yeah,
in the heat.
that's who I am.
But all the elderly in your building lived fine, but Giddles is the one that unfortunately suffered a heat stroke.
I'm going to die. It's going to be awful.
And
But
no one cared at that point. It's like, oh, he's a young dude. He's
is
fine.
it supposed to be hot like that on Sunday too? Or do we get like any
all
kind
the
of
way
reprieve?
to Tuesday is what they're
Oh,
saying.
till Tuesday.
Yeah. Till Tuesday.
Till Tuesday.
So yeah, we got this ungodly heat. I've taken, I'm a hypochondriac, so I take everything into panic mode. So I have all the blinds down. I have the heavy blackout curtains down. I've got anything that doesn't need to be on is off. I've got the AC at a mild temperature because this was another thing.
what does this have to do? What does any of this have to do with being a hypochondriac?
I did say hypochondriac.
Yeah, like what does any of this have
No,
to do with that?
I
You're
use
gonna
the-
get sick from the sun? You're
No.
gonna get sunstroke? Like
No.
I'm trying to picture this, Eric. Like you're closing the windows because you're that scared of like overheat.
No, stupid me, dumb guy over here used the wrong word. It's when you panic for no reason.
Yeah.
Why is this escaping me? I've used this word millions of times, and now I'm acting like I don't have a word a day calendar or something.
It's okay. We'll figure it out as we go along.
So-
It'll be a fun riddle.
When you
Everyone else in the audience will be guessing. If you get it before the
they're all
show's over,
sitting there
call in with
yelling
the
at
answer.
me. There's people out there, and it's mostly women that are sitting there and like, this guy's a fucking idiot. They're rolling their eyes and they're screaming at it right now, and I still don't know the word.
They're like, doesn't he know it's sorry. Yeah, it's like that.
So anyway, I'm a bit of a and. So with the heat, did all of that stuff. I saw a news thing where they were saying for, I think it was NBC Nightly News, the national feed. They were talking about New York City, and there was an issue from the energy department, whatever the official energy department is for state of New York and the city of New York. We're saying I think the words were, if you insist on using your air conditioning. One, insist is not the right word. It's when you use your air conditioning.
Yeah, because everyone's using it. They were using it 2 months ago when it was 60.
But there are crazy people when it's 80 and humid out and they still have the window open. They're like, yeah, I put it on when I go to bed. During the day, I don't need to use it. It's like we're not 1890s people anymore. Move on. You're allowed the luxury and you don't have to be miserable. So they said keep it at 70 degrees or above, right?
Yep.
And if we all do that, we can prevent another blackout from happening in the city. No building, no store, no office, no anything is going to be running their AC at 70 or above. Now, they're not going to run it at fucking 50, but, they'll have it maybe at 70, 68 to 70, somewhere in there. But they're not.
70 is going to feel really good on 109.
I understand that, but that was just ridiculous where they're like, keep it above 70 to prevent, so we can prevent another blackout. Well, there's bigger problems if the entire city's AC structure is not above 70 degrees. There's bigger problems with taking out the power grid. You just let the terrorists know that all you have to do is just plug in all these random air conditioners and set them to 65, and we can take over this city.
Like that should be like the next Die Hard movie. Like, why are they buying all these air conditioners? They're all just plugging them in? What kind of... oh, wait, maybe they're going to build up carbon dioxide? No, air conditioners don't work that way, huh? What are they going to do? Stupid John McClane. My AC unit power infrastructure failure worked.
Yeah, what's the energy code that you use on the tags to look at air conditioning to see if it's strong enough? It's not
the Energy Star?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's how much energy you're saving. It's not money. How much you're saving?
Yeah, that thing, because it's not the other is BTUs, the British Thermal Unit, but
was that what that stands for?
Yeah, the other coding, the Energy Star, where they say, oh, you need an AC from 4 to 7 for the most efficient, economical usage and environmentally safe and all this stuff. No, it's Die Hard with Freon.
Yeah,
if you have those Freon air conditioners, because they've been doing away with them for the last 15 years or so. If you got a house, I have how many? I got like two zones for the house, and they're Freon, and I keep they're very well maintained. They're covered in the winter, rainstorms, all that stuff to lengthen the lifespan of these units, and the heating and air conditioning guy that I have a contract with told me, he's like, baby these things as much as you can, because all the new units don't use Freon and they don't work as well.
Yep.
Because they're energy efficient, they don't pump as much and they don't get cool as fast as the Freon does. So yeah, it's bad for the environment, but I want it 65 in my house. So sorry, squirrels.
Then you're just making it worse, because then it's going to be bad for the environment, and then the environment's just going to get worse. And it's going to be a nonstop cycle of setting your AC lower until the whole world's power grid fails.
Right.
Die Hard 7.
So I'll use Freon in my AC, and I'll burn styrofoam in the summer, and then hopefully
that's what you got to do, man.
It'll balance itself out.
Yep. 100%.
So yes, it's very hot here in these United States and Canada for our friends up there who are enjoying Just for Laughs. The big Montreal Comedy Festival is going on this weekend at the same time. I think it's the next 2 weekends, too. It's this weekend and the next weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
Same time as San Diego's going on. But other than the heat being miserable, how's your life been, Giddles?
Can't complain. Been, what am I doing? I don't know. I've been doing stuff.
You've been wandering around in the heat? Not knowing what's going on? You lost your mind?
Yeah, I do that. I was wandering around the heat. I went out to Long Island last weekend, got a tattoo, so that was pretty cool.
You got another tattoo? Oh, you went to see Tony?
Yeah, I went and saw Tony, so I got a tattoo.
What'd you get?
I got an ice cream sandwich, like a chipwich.
Yeah.
But it's like a UFO.
Not the regular one, the chocolate chip cookie kind of.
Yeah, like that. And it's in a field abducting a cow to bring back to its home planet to make ice cream.
That's a rather elaborate tattoo. Do you have a photo of it? Oh, wow. Let me see that. Look at that. And it's got a cherry on the top for a light.
No, that's not the light. That's the deck. That's where the aliens fly out of. They look through that. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I thought it was like one of those blinking red lights that that you have on towers so the planes don't hit it.
Yeah, no, these are aliens. They have way better technology than that.
If you can, take a photo of that, or I'll take
it on my Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Gittlebase, GITTLEBASS on Instagram if you want to check it out. I think I'll lift it and throw it up on the show account as well so people can.
Actually, you know what? The one that Tony did for his tattoo shop actually looks better because he took a better picture than I did, because I was kind of like doing this where he got a picture, so it looks better on that account. So
all right, I'll look for Tony's thing and I'll throw it up on ours.
But yeah, so I got that done, and I love it. It's a little itchy right now.
Why did you want that?
Because I've been making ice cream for the last 3 years.
No, I mean just a tattoo in general.
Yeah, just something, to
symbolize what you've been doing.
I wanted a tattoo. I was looking for something. I have like this whole like food arm thing going on here. I got like a Statue of Liberty with a cookbook and sausages. So I wanted something that was, to show what I've been doing the last couple of years and how, just something to honor what I've been doing.
How it's enriched your life.
Yeah, I guess so. If by enriched you mean having me buy more clothes because I've gained weight, yes.
Well, it happens, my friend. It happens.
It's ice cream.
Yes, it's just summer weight. You'll lose it by the winter. Rolls eyes.
Yeah, exactly. When I burn all that styrofoam.
Yeah. Or die trying.
Yeah. What else did I do? That was pretty much it. I went to the movies, and then I've just been, working all week in this heat, getting ready for this, as we were talking about this brutal weekend and making ice cream. I got to stock up, so in case anyone does leave their house to get something cool, they have delicious frozen treats.
I like your post, by the way. The heat is too damn high.
The heat is too damn high.
I just saw that. That's pretty funny. Anyway, so that's been going on with you. For me, it was back to work after about 2 weeks of vacation, and wasn't really the vacation. Had family stuff to take care of. Then I had family that showed up here, and that part was fun. But other than getting to do something outside of your normal world, no, that did not happen. Although I did get to play the Switch a lot more, because it was just laying around there, and I was sitting around. A lot of it was me sitting around killing time before something can go. Before going somewhere or getting something done. So I just had the Switch with me all the time.
That's life, Eric.
And
just sitting around killing time until you got to do something.
I didn't realize how far I was back in the day from completing Super Mario Odyssey, the first game that came with the Switch. And I went back in there, and I've been going through like crazy. But then I like I said last time, I accidentally beat it, and I was playing it a little bit more, and then realized there's so much more going on with this game past beating the story. So I just discovered all these other things, and I was like, wow, this is going to take a while. So I'm going to be pretty entrenched in that game for the immediate future.
Nice.
Other than that, I've been watching movies. I've been catching up on movies and TV shows that I haven't seen. For movies, where's my movie list? I think I closed out.
I know what you saw because you were texting me about it.
Yeah, well, that's one of them. I'll get to that in a second. I just want to pull up the movie list. I don't know where I put it.
Pull up the movie list, Eric.
Okay, here it is.
A list of movies that moved.
Watched a bunch of stuff. So I watched Hereditary, which Giddles has been talking about this movie since it came out. And I finally took the plunge, watched it on demand. And I got to say, I loved it. I thought it was really good. The ending, I just thought it was too familiar. And it's very similar to I think the third Paranormal Activity movie.
Okay.
Grandmother causes a cult that's worshiping a demon and trying to resurrect the demon. It's pretty much the same thing, other than their demon's name was Toby or Keith or something. Toby Keith, the country singer, maybe?
Their demon was Toby Keith.
I forgot what his name was. Yeah, but anyway, so they were trying to pull up
His name was Toby Keith. I'm picturing like Fight Club. His name was Toby Keith. I didn't see Paranormal Activity 3.
Okay. Well, I saw all of them. A few of them are good. A lot of them are not, which does happen when you have a franchise that goes that long. But, so in the third one, it was revealed that the Paranormal Activity was this demon that the grandmother, who was part of a coven, they summoned up, and sort of the same reward was supposed to happen where in Hereditary, where they were bringing up, what was the name? He's one of the kings of hell. Paimon, where if you help him resurrect to a human form, you're guaranteed power and wealth beyond your, belief. Sort of the same thing with the Paranormal Activity movie, where the grandmother was part of this witches coven, and they were resurrecting this demon in order to get power and influence, and it didn't go around the same way of killing people as Paranormal Activity did, but the endings did seem to be pretty similar. Here's my
I've never seen it. I'll have to check that out.
Here's my notes for both movies. Hereditary is a great movie. I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying the ending.
Well, the thing is, Hereditary, like it goes further back than like you even think with the grandmother. Like everything was planned,
right?
Like from like you see when the mom's talking about like, grandma, pressured me into not having an abortion so that way she could have the son, so that way the son could be grown up, so that he could be sacrificed to become the god. Like, so it was like really deep in the woods, for the grandma in Hereditary.
Well, yes, in that movie, that was a big difference from the paranormal stuff. The paranormal stuff is they work towards resurrecting the demon, and then the demon was doing all this other shit outside of what they were planning. For this one here, there was a plan because it was biblical almost. Yeah. Going back as far as what this demon was, what he was looking to achieve, and how he's done it in the past. So that pretty much their text, their books, their passage, everything they were reading, and the symbolism was all a sort of a roadmap to resurrecting him again in a human form. Yeah. So yeah, everything was already pre-planned and laid out. It wasn't anything they were trying to figure out other than Toni Collette, one amazing actress in this whole thing.
She got snubbed by the Oscars. Like, she totally should have been nominated.
She was crazy through the whole thing. She was really good. Like, she played it when she was saying. So the only real thing was that she was having mental breakdowns and not realizing that this was already in motion. She just thought she was going crazy and didn't know that she was doing shit half the time. It was... oh, fuck it. It's I guess, was she possessed or was she just kind of mentally off balance that they used for their benefit?
Like, it was basically like she was going crazy because she really didn't know what was happening and everything was falling apart around her, basically. Right. Because when the daughter dies, that just sets her like on the downward spiral, you know what I mean? And then she goes into like that whole like grief struggle, and then it's just like her just trying to get back to normal again while even worse stuff starts happening.
But when when there's the bedroom scene, and then there's the living room scene, and then they go running up the stairs and she's banging on the ceiling with her head, like she does
that. Like at one point, she does become like possessed, like at the
but she's not possessed the whole time. It happens eventually. It wasn't from the beginning that she was possessed and didn't realize that this thing was taking over when she went to sleep at night.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen until like that scene when she throws the thing in the fire, and then the husband catches fire, and like it's like in that whole sequence when it happens.
Gotcha. Okay, because I was wondering if that was explaining, because there's a backstory of her sleepwalking and doing things. So I didn't know if this thing took control when she's unconscious and that thing becomes aware and does such. But I found my notes for the comparison between the two movies. In Paranormal Activity, Lois, the grandmother, a cult leader for a witch's coven, made a deal with a demon for wealth and fortune, which she forfeited the life of her first male child that would be born on her side. In Hereditary, Ellen Lee, or Leah, is it Leah? Lee? Ellen Lee, the grandmother, leader of a cult for the demon Paimon, made a deal for wealth and knowledge in which she forfeited the life of her first male child that would be born on her side as a host for Paimon. Now, in Paranormal Activity, the demon wasn't going to take the body of the boy child on her side. It was a sacrifice thing. Here was to make the body a vessel for Paimon. So that's where the difference is. Her son committed suicide, the grandmother's son, committed suicide, and that's stated because he didn't fully understand, other than he kept saying that his mom was trying to put people inside of him, went crazy, killed himself. Then I guess as a temporary placeholder, they put the demon in the daughter. The grandmother was very close with the daughter, and because the mom gave permission, it's like a vampire thing. You have to have permission to do this shit. No, in Hereditary, the grandmother and the daughter. She said, remember, Toni Collette said, I let her have access to my daughter. I let her take care of my daughter wherever, but she wouldn't let her near the son. Yeah. So they used the girl as a temporary placeholder for the demon, and then killed the demon. Killed the girl, which, by the way, I remember a while back you were saying like there's a scene where the whole audience just kind of lost their breath and were just staring. I got to ask, was that the scene?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay.
Because you're like, dude, imagine being in a theater with like 100 people when that happens. And like, you're kind of on the edge of your seat a little bit because you're like, oh my God, what's happening? Are they going to get this girl to the doctor? She can't breathe. And then her head gets fucking ripped off by a light post. And it's so out of nowhere that it's just shocking. Like it was a palpable tension in the air that you could feel.
I was wondering,
so uncomfortable.
I was wondering what was going to happen. And when that happened, it freaked me out a little bit, but I understood it made sense because they pass it going to the party where you see the symbol on it. Yeah, when I saw the symbol, I'm like, okay, something has to happen either with this post or around this area. And that's what happened on the way back. So that was really good. But
it was also just and then it was just the tension afterwards of just the shot sitting on him in the car as he like realized what happened. You know what I mean? And just like that like minute long take of him just sitting there like just staring.
And he didn't even look back. Didn't
like,
get
how could you? You know what I mean?
Pick
At that
up
point,
the head.
he just killed his sister. Like there's no chance like she's alive. You know what I mean? Like she's dead.
Didn't go pick up the head, left the head on the side of the road, drove home, and just got up and walked and went to bed.
But then the cult came and got the head.
Right. The movie was great. The scenes in the living room, I was waiting to see if there was ever going to be a fully jump scare / exorcist kind of feel to it, and that one scene wasn't.
Only at the very end, like it like gets that way, but the rest of it is just more of like a dread. It's just this like really uncomfortable feeling most of the movie.
Yeah, they do a good job of you're expecting something because people got conditioned to when it's quiet and they're staring at an empty room or there's not enough around that something's going to jump out or behind them or whatever, and they purposely play on people being conditioned like that because they drag things out and nothing happens.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it goes to the next scene. You're like, I sat there on edge waiting for something to happen. It didn't. So they're constantly tiring you out by doing this. And then at the end, it's 10 minutes of fast forward, done. You know?
Yeah.
It was really good.
Though.
So I'm going to go see that.
His new movie just came out and I saw that. And
Midsomma.
Very, very similar audience reactions to some scenes in that.
I want to go see Midsomma. I got to find time when I can go do it.
I mean, it's probably only going to be in theaters maybe another week.
Yeah, maybe I'll just wait for on demand then.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like, it's really a movie you have to see with a crowd because there is so much uncomfortable, awkward stuff that happens where you're just like, oh my God. People in the theater were literally like, what the fuck? Like, you could hear like the audible what the fucks from people throughout the crowd as it was going on. There was like one scene that happened and one dude just left. He didn't come back. After like one scene, it happened and everyone in the theater was like, oh my God. And the guy, you just see this guy, he just goes, nope, walks down the stairs and walked out of the theater, did not come back. So yeah, I don't know. I fucking loved it.
I have a hard time watching horror movies in the movie theater.
Oh dude, this isn't horror though.
Just because I know, but
it's a suspenseful movie, a terror movie, those kind of things. I love watching them. I just have a hard time going in public to watch them. Like I need to watch it at home because this isn't like that. There's no jump scares. It's not that kind of a movie.
Right.
It's not like Hereditary where you're gonna be like, oh my God, what was that? Like, obviously there's a couple of like jump cuts that are like abrupt on purpose, but it's not a jump cutty or like jump scare movie. So I think you can go see it. It's really, really funny.
When
it's not absolutely horrific.
That scene where running from the corner. I'm not going to say any more about it.
Yeah.
Running from the corner. I had a feeling when he looked around and saw what was there wasn't there. Like the character itself didn't see what we all saw. But when he cut back to it and it was gone, I'm like, it's got to come from somewhere. I didn't expect that.
And the camera was like...
Yeah, I didn't expect how they executed that, but I really appreciated how they did that because that was, even though it was a scenario that we've seen before, the way it was executed was not the way they approached it was not an angle, a take that we've seen before. So I really did appreciate a lot of the things in the movie where things that you thought were just going to be cliche and happen didn't. I talked to you while I was watching this movie. We were texting back and forth. Toni Collette's character does models, like carves figurines and models and stuff like that. So there's a house of their house in their common area where they come in, and it's lit up. And I was expecting it to be like that Black Mirror episode with the video game where you see the painting
like
and the lights will be
gonna
on.
blink on or something.
So you're expecting something will happen in the model house that'll represent something happening in the regular house, and it didn't. Every time they were having dialogue near there, I was staring so intensely at the windows, the door, anything around that model to see if anything moved, and nothing did. So they got me on that because I think they put it there to make you think something was going to happen, and it never did.
Well, they did. He does a lot of that same stuff in Midsomma as well.
Yeah,
and I think that's why because Hereditary got very mixed reviews, and Midsomma is getting very mixed reviews, and I think it's because, like you were saying, like people who like horror movies. These aren't like traditional horror movies. These are like artsy horror movies. Like they're like way more detailed and intense. So like when you're expecting jump scares and they don't give it to you, like that could be disappointing to someone who likes that kind of movie. But for someone else, like it's a different experience. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
But it's not like, I don't know, like the critics that I was reading some critical reviews today because I was just interested in like, I like reading negative reviews from actual critics. And a lot of them didn't even understand the plot of the movie. So it was just kind of very interesting to see, like, if they didn't get it and they're supposed to be a professional critic, that means that like the audiences probably aren't going to get it either. You know what I mean? So I can understand why it would be mixed, but the people who liked it really liked it. And I talked to people who did not like Hereditary at all, and they loved Midsomma. And a lot of people, and almost everyone I talked to who loves Hereditary loved Midsomma. So I think overall, I think it's going to be his bigger of the two movies.
Do you think the people didn't like it because they didn't get what they were expecting? Like, are they expecting some kind of big horror thing, but it was more cerebral than it was actual physical action with it?
Yeah, that's it. It's a long movie. Like, it's a long movie with like, you know, slow shots, slow takes. There's not a lot of action. There's a lot of stuff happening, but not a lot of action.
Right.
And a lot of stuff happens off camera to build the suspense. So most of the movie, you're trying to guess what the hell is happening because all the stuff that's happening is happening off camera until it's revealed on camera what is happening. So it's interesting in that aspect. And there's a director's cut that's coming out with like 45 extra minutes or something, which
wow, okay.
I think I know what's going to be in it. I don't want to like say because it would be a spoiler for anyone who wants to see it, but I think
this is for Hereditary.
No, this is for Midsomma.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff that's shown off camera, and I believe that in the director's cut, you're going to see some of that on camera, and it's going to make it feel like a different movie.
All right.
I think if it shows more stuff on camera, it's going to feel more like a traditional movie than what it was. But it'll be interesting to see. I loved it. I can't recommend it enough. I've seen it twice in theaters, and I never go to the movies, let alone go back and see the same movie twice.
Right.
So, like, that's a pretty high review for me.
Well, if I get a chance to this weekend, it's on my list. I really do want to see it. If not, I'll just have to wait for on demand.
Yeah,
but
it's a great movie.
I do want to go watch
do drugs.
I do Mr. Pibb Extra and Red Vine. Does that count? I can trip on that.
Yeah, you kind of can.
All right.
I mean, everyone in the movie's tripping the whole time. It's great.
So Face App is this app that's been around for at least a year or so, but only
I think like 2 years now.
It's been around for a while, but only really caught this big viral sensation in the last handful of days where everybody was so obsessed with taking a photo of themselves and aging it 20-something years to see what you look like when you're older. And this from a society that is so vain and self-centered that they do all this nonsense to make themselves look like models on Instagram, to make them look like they have the perfect life, to get not just doing Botox, but makeup and lighting and camera angling and outfits and hairstyle, like to look young and as hot and as important as possible. And they're all getting off like, look how old I am. Look how, so wrinkly I'm going to be. It's like people are just fucking bored that this is the shit that takes off because it's group mind think, if you will.
Oh yeah. And the second I saw that shit going viral, I was like, oh man, I can't wait till tomorrow when the articles come out, as I'm sure we're about to get into.
Right. So yeah, I didn't get to that point yet. I was just looking at everybody doing this because I didn't realize when I woke up one morning, I said, wait, why is this a thing? What's going on? Why is this all of a sudden now something everybody's doing. And it just shows the lifespan on these things, because the week before that was the dumb bottle cap challenge. So now this was the thing, is like, let's look how we look when we're old. So they do this. Everybody's doing this. And everyone's going crazy. And then you start seeing celebrities do it. Then you start seeing TV show like the Today Show and Good Morning America and newscasters all doing that stuff too. Well, look, this is all too, because everyone's got to be in on a trend and do the same exact thing. So dumb. So whatever. I look at it. This is not something I want to do. I'll just watch it. I'm not taking part in this thing. I talked to Giddles about it, and he said, this is probably some sort of data gathering system that nobody's really paying attention to, that this is just another way to find out your personal information, what you're doing, where you're going, all of this other shit. And lo and behold, gave it a little time, like Brian just said, and he sends me a screenshot and goes, yep, here it comes. Here's a screenshot of the terms of service. So I have it. Do you have it in front of you, or I have it in front of me if you want?
I don't have it in front of me right now.
So the part that you highlighted, which was really key to this, it says, you grant FaceApp a perpetual I can never pronounce this word.
Irrevocable.
Irrevocable. Thank you. Stupid me. Non-exclusive, royalty-free, worldwide, fully paid, transferable, sub-licensable license to use, reproduce, modify, adapt, publish, translate, create derivative works from, distribute publicly, perform and display your user content and any name, username, or likeness provided in connection with your user content in all media formats and channels not known or later developed without compensation to you. So pretty much what they're saying is this. You use the service, you submit your photo, because it's not a filter that's doing it on a photo on your phone. What it is they don't even have their own server. They have a cloud-based server that they're using. So it doesn't bog down the app, because it's a live connection with the app to their service.
Yeah, and some guy like doodles it.
So you take the photo, you submit it into the thing. It goes up into their cloud service, does their processing or coding with it, and then sends it back down into your app. You're willingly giving up your phone, your photo, your location, all the data, metadata that comes with all of that to them. Now, there is a thing in their terms of service saying that it only sits on the cloud for about 48 hours and then it goes away. But that could be bullshit too. You don't know if they do that or not.
No one knows. Is anyone checking? Is anyone going there and checking?
Right. So that's the part probably you should be concerned with. But that wasn't the part people were concerned with. They were concerned with the fact that they found out that the web development team for this app is in Russia. So it then became the Russians are getting our information, when that wasn't the point of being upset about this. It was the terms of service that we just read. Now, go one step further. Regular person, teenage girl, young adult, whatever, you're taking these photos. This company doesn't care about you. You're not important to them. None of you mean anything to them, except a fraction of a percent of the people using this are politicians, world leaders maybe, people of power and influence, celebrities, athletes, musicians. Those are the ones they give a shit about, because those are the ones they're going to use. Like if they found a photo that it was Kanye and Kim Kardashian doing the photo together, guess what? They're using that, and they're going to be promoting it everywhere. If they do a TV ad, an online banner ad, anything like that, Jay-Z and Beyonce, if Obama did one like that, they're using that. Now, I don't know how well their rules here hold up legally, but they're not in the United States. So that's more of the concern, that if you're a celebrity or something, you're the ones that should be worried about this, not regular people having dumbass fun with this shit on Facebook and Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, anytime I see something like that where it just starts, I start seeing everybody on Facebook or Twitter doing it, I immediately know that there's some sort of scam behind it. Like at this point, you just have to assume. Like if everybody's doing it immediately, like there's something wrong here. Like there's got to be some sort of scam behind it. So I hate to say, like you have to kind of like have like this kind of conspiratorial mindset in a way, but at the same time, it kind of works. Look,
I'm not taking away the fun of it. I get it. You
yeah.
know, it's kind of fun if you're doing it with your friends. If you got a morning show on a radio station or like the Today Show, something like that, where you're doing it for your viewers, I get it. It's building the bond with your audience and following a trend and having some lighthearted fun with it.
Yeah.
It's when people go crazy with these things to try not just to say, oh, I'm having fun with it too. They're doing it because it's trending. There's a hashtag for it. They're trying to get more followers. They're trying to be more influential and all this shit. And they go from trend to trend to trend to trend to trend. If you look at their account, they're doing every fucking thing that happens as a hashtag. That's the problem. That's people who don't have their own identity or don't have anything else to do or anything else to build on their own. Yeah.
I mean, and here's the thing. At the end of the day, I'm sure every social media site that we've used has the same terms of service and we've never read it. I'm sure that's the thing. But you know what? This is like literally just you're scanning your face and it's like morphing it. And like that just with all the new like deep fake technology stuff that's going around and all this stuff, like who knows in a year if you're going to see a targeted ad to yourself from a picture of you from the future be like, hey, you know, when you get to be my age, me, you should probably eat more carrots. And it's going to be like an ad for carrots or some shit, you know? Like, I don't know what they're going to use that for. It's kind of freaky in that way.
Hey, we noticed in your photos that you have that scar under your eye. And, you know, we took that photo about 3 years ago. Now we would like to tell you about a brand new cream that's out that can help flush out that scar and blend it into your skin tone, and it looks like almost like you don't have that scar at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what? Wait, how the fuck did you know I had that scar on my face? Well, you took a photo 3 years ago. It's in our data banks. I was thinking more of, with that photo, you know how people are using that face recognition shit for their phones?
Yeah.
So, if you're old, or when you get older, and you need to do more face recognition stuff, if you're one of those people that are dumb enough to do that, they got an old version of you. So they can modify your current look, your older look, to blend you into any time frame and use you for face. Like, they could print out a new license with your photo of you being older with all your current information.
Yeah.
You know, passports, anything like that. People are just willing to give it over because, oh, look, it's a fun app. It's like, don't hand that shit over.
You're gonna look. You're gonna look funny when you're broke and someone drain your bank account.
Yeah, like, nobody thinks about the fact that they take this, they age up your photo, they make fake passports and licenses and shit, and with information, and now they're going out and do that. And now if they do something horrible and they're like, oh, we got a photo of the person, whatever. Now you're fucked because it's you.
You know what it is? It's all part of a bigger conspiracy, Eric. Have you not put all the pieces together yet?
So it's this in association with the Rand Corporation and the reverse vampires.
Yes, and the reverse vampires. No, but seriously, what if, hypothetically speaking, the 23andMe company was run by like really rich people, and they're using the 23andMe database to find, matches for organs and stuff that they'll need as they get older. And now they have facial recognition software, so they know how you'll age, so that the robot dogs can hunt you down faster to get the organs so they can get it from you.
So you're saying this is going to be the next season of Black Mirror?
Maybe. I kind of tried to make some backstory to that Metalhead episode so it would make sense. And like, this was the only thing I could come up with.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's the only thing I could come up with. I was like, you know what? One of these days I'll think of something that'll make sense. And I was like, yeah. But I mean, everyone's just giving away all their stuff. Like, but think about that. You're giving away your DNA and your pictures now to these companies.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy. I mean, I know. As long as you've handled a penny, the government has your DNA.
Go back just on your phones alone. Go back a generation on your phone. They were doing
the Galaxy 8.
Well, that or your iPhone, whatever. They were doing fingerprint recognition so that you didn't have to do a passcode. So you would just hold your, or maybe 2 generations ago, for at least for the iPhone, right? Because now it's all glass. But they had the home button, had a sensor in it, so you could have it scan your fingerprint to unlock your phone, and you could set it for your bank app, you could set it for your cable service, anything that involves some sort of payment. You could have there, and it saves your password by scanning your fingerprint and then opens it up for you.
what if this is how the robot uprising starts? And like, these aren't companies. These are smart apps that are self-aware and they're collecting the information. And now they're going to like have the Terminator type of technology so that they could just build suits of you and just walk around like you.
Well, they're welcome to it then. I mean, at that point, I'm like, I'll just check out on my own and have fun with my body.
I'm trying to think of more fun things we can do with this facial app technology, Eric.
Have it come.
Everything goes back to a 1980s sci-fi movie for me, though.
Dude, I would love to have it where I could pop on people's phones and TVs like Max Headroom or Jambi from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Hey, Jambi!
Mecha Lecca Hi, Mecha Heiny Ho. But before we take a break, Shazam. I saw Shazam, too, recently.
The app?
Yes, I saw the app, the horrible game show named after the app, and then also the movie unrelated to the previous two. I
heard Shazam was great. Everyone I've talked to said it was really fun. It said it was the best DC movie that no one's seen.
Yes, that's exactly my sentiments about it. It was because I liked the Wonder Woman. I thought Wonder Woman was really good. But as far as like anything recently since the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, right? Because I like those. Since that time point, I think this is the best DC movie they've put out. And I
heard that it's like kind of fun, like Deadpool-esque, like not like the violence and like the language, but like that style, like kind of funny and like
it's more the lightheartedness of the Spider-Man movies.
Okay,
right,
that makes
where
sense.
It's not as dark as a lot of the and intense as the other Marvel movies are. It's definitely got a Spider-Man feel because at the end of the movie, spoiler, it's out on demand now, but I'll say spoiler anyway. 3, 2, 1. The end of the movie,
is
an animated. An animated makeshift credit scene, mixing like start-stop animation and then like pencil drawings on loose leaf that were animated, like that kind of stuff, with the Ramones song. They used because Ramones were used for Spider-Man. So from Homecoming, they used the Ramones version of Spider-Man, and then for Far From Home, they used another Ramones song that I'm forgetting here. But the end of Shazam, they used the Ramones version of I Don't Want to Grow Up. It was playing at the end with the animated thing. So it felt very Marvel-ish the way they ended the movie. But it was very lighthearted, very family, easygoing stuff like a Spider-Man movie. But it was fun. It had the fun element. I could see where you'd make the Deadpool connection of the sarcasm and the bitterness mixed in with the humor kind of thing. It was really good. I was very surprised to like it as much. And it's essentially also big. There's some big elements too.
Now, like when you say on demand, do you mean like Hulu or like what streaming service can I watch?
I got it off iTunes.
Oh, okay, you just rented it. Okay,
I just rented it off iTunes because it only came out on this past Tuesday. So the Blu-ray DVDs are in stores, and I'm sure if you have a cable system, you can get it on demand. I got it off iTunes. It is not on any of the pay streaming services that at least that I'm aware of. You could take a look and see, but you got Amazon Prime. I think you could.
I have Amazon Prime, so if it's like free on that, I'll check it out.
Yeah, see if you can. It was really good, and it's still it sets up for another movie, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, very surprised. Liked it a lot, and there was references to Batman and Spider-Man in there. Like it was very meta. It was very part of that world. And, they acknowledged things were going on in the DC world from Batman and Spider-Man. So I thought it was kind of fun.
Oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah, if you get a chance to, definitely do that. And I think I talked about last week that I saw Spider-Man Far From Home. If I didn't, well, I saw Spider-Man Far From Home. It was really good.
How far away from home was he? Like
he went to Europe.
Holy shit.
He was in
He
was in Italy.
Far from home.
He was in Italy.
And didn't he not exist for like 5 years because of Thanos? So that's like really far from home.
Right. He was in Italy, he was in London, and then he was back in New York.
Interesting. Yeah, good for him.
If you haven't seen that movie, go see the movie. The after credit scenes are amazing.
I haven't seen any of the Spider People movies.
They set up a big thing for Phase 4.
Howard the Duck.
We can only hope.
It's not Howard the Duck?
Nope, they couldn't get Jeffrey Jones, so they're putting it on hold.
Is it just going to be MF Doom just rapping the whole movie?
That'd be funny.
I'd watch that.
It's like, I didn't expect this. I enjoy it, and it seems like a complete waste. But why not? They had to go somewhere different, and this is what DC decided to go with.
We went a little different here.
I question their choices here, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
All right.
So anyway, there was that, and then finally, television. I've been watching this show. I don't think you've watched any of it, called Snowfall on FX.
No, I heard about it. I haven't watched it.
Season 3 just started. It was created and produced and developed by John Singleton, and it was about the rise of cocaine and the invention of crack as it infested Los Angeles before it went to the rest of the country. And it's been really good. I've been very surprised with how well it is done. It looks like it. You can definitely tell it's a John Singleton picture, project, because it feels like his movies, but it's so episodic that it just feels like a really long movie, but it doesn't feel like a long movie. It's really a lot of fun, very interesting, very intense.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
You can check that out as well. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we have so much to go over next.
It's Eric Nagel with Erik and Giddles. More next. It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook at It's Erik Nagel. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app.
And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos.
Hey, it's Theo Rossi. You're listening to It's Erik Nagel.
Welcome back to It's Erik Nagel. This would be segment 2 for the program. Erik and Giddles here with you. Looking back at last week's box office, coming in at number 1, Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 2, Toy Story 4.
4 from Home.
4 from Home. Number 3, Crawl from Home. Number
Crawl from
4,
Home.
Stuber from Home. And number 5, Yesterday from Home.
All great movies.
All great movies indeed. In the lower 10. Where'd Midsomma come in? 8th this week.
It's probably 8th.
Not bad. It's making some good money, I think.
I've only seen it on the $10 movie day, so it would probably be like $16 higher if I saw it on a normal day. So I'm sorry.
I guess this is only released in the United States. This movie.
Yeah, it's only like
It's about $21 million.
Maybe in Sweden, that'd be funny.
Possible. Quite possible indeed. Opening up in the box office this week, if you're looking for something to go see, as we've been stating, go see Midsomma. If that seems like a movie for you, definitely go out and support that movie. If not, the live-action Lion King opens this weekend, if you want to check it out.
Yep.
I've saw some reviews. I saw some side-by-side clips of the thing, and it's actually more boring to watch the live-action version than the animated version, from what I'm hearing. And only the story's exactly the same. The dialogue, a lot of it is exactly the same. Not much has changed, other than they've slowed down the pacing. Specifically, what was centered on was the Hakuna Matata song, which is the big number outside of Circle of Life. It's the big, lighthearted, funny song that Disney always has in a movie. And they showed the side-by-side version, where in the live action, it's the meerkat on top of the warthog, and he's walking down a path with the lion walking down the path while they're singing, and it's just showing shots of the Sierra or whatever it is, where you're looking at them walk through, and that's it. But meanwhile, on the other side of the screen, you're seeing the animated version where monkeys are flying through the sky and they're rolling downhill. It's like all this crazy stuff's going on, and it's just boring watching the live action movie. But it'll do $1 billion. It's
probably gonna do pretty well, because I walked by my movie theater yesterday after I got dinner with a friend, and the line to see Lion King was out the door and like halfway down the block.
It'll do just fine.
And it was all parents there with their kids, and I asked them what they were there for. I was like, "Oh, you guys are all here to see Midsomma with your children. That's cute." And they were like, "No, please get away from us." I was like, "Okay." But that's big, because the movie theater here like has space inside to hold people when they're online. So if it was outside, like that's
a lot
a good
of people
sign.
going in. Plus, it's like we said, it's a massive heat wave for the next 5 days, including some of yesterday. So they're like, let's go into the movie theater. It's air conditioning. We'll kill a few hours.
Well, also Thursday, the movie theater by me, it's $10 all day, any movie.
Even new stuff?
Yeah, even new stuff. $10 all day,
That's
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's a great deal.
Opening
next weekend is Quentin Tarantino's much anticipated movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That I definitely want to go see. There is word that he's going to spin off the Western show that Leonardo DiCaprio portrays that character in the movie.
Yeah.
He's going to make the Western show for television.
Interesting.
So that it's
weird. It's like a weird like backdoor pilot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's also stated from the articles I was reading that Leonardo DiCaprio would be a part of it, playing the character. So Leo doing a TV show like that, he hasn't done television since the late 80s, early 90s with Growing Pains.
Yeah, when he was like a tiny kid.
Yeah. And Kirk Cameron's walking around teaching this. He's like, I'll show you how it is. I'm the shit. I'm Kirk Cameron. And Leo's going like, one day with his backward baseball cap, because he played Luke, because he couldn't remember to be. Leonardo DiCaprio used to have the Mr. Thompson syndrome, where if they called him any other name, he didn't know that that's who they were talking about. So they said, let's just call the character Luke so he knows we're talking to him.
That's funny because now Leonardo DiCaprio is in Quentin Tarantino movies and Kirk Cameron's on the internet complaining that bananas were made by God.
He's storming universities, trying to hand out Bibles.
My God.
You ever see those videos where he shows up at college campuses and then they wind up having to throw him off, like security comes?
I tell you, have you ever been to his website? I went there. It's fucking insane.
Years ago I did. It's some family parish
God. You have to answer the 10 commandments to enter the website. And if you get any of them wrong, it tells you you're going to hell and you deserve it. Kirk Cameron is a nut.
I got stumped on the one question where it said to simply overthrow the spider's curse. Simply quote a Bible verse.
Yeah, it was, thou shalt not. Screw it.
I guess I'm going to YouTube. Forget it. Moving on. And then August 2nd, we have Hobbs and Shaw, which is the offshoot of the Fast and Furious franchise.
I mean, it looks like a big popcorn explosion movie, so I might go see it.
It'll do well. It's a nice mindless action flick, and The Rock always draws, so it'll
right. Idris Elba's in it with like a cybernetic motorcycle or something that it'll like fly to him when he needs it. Did you see the trailer? It's pretty crazy.
Right. Also available today, if we're going to skip over to streaming services and television, Jerry Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. The season includes Eddie Murphy, which has been getting a lot of buzz. It's available now if you want to go and watch that. The other thing with Netflix, besides them losing money, and we'll get to that in a second, they edited out the apparent suicide scene from this show, 13 Reasons Why. I think they're on season 2 or 3, and this is something from the first season that they went back and edited it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. There was calls when the show when it first came on Netflix to not even air it because, I don't think it's a really good idea to. I mean, this wasn't me. This was just like what people were saying online, right? To have a show that's targeted towards teenagers that kind of glorified suicide. I don't think that's really a smart idea. So I guess they're going to go back and edit stuff out now. But I don't know. I can kind of agree with those complaints. It seems like a weird topic for a teenage show, especially impressionable minds. I don't know.
They went back. They edited
not for censorship, but I think it's just a weird show.
I've never seen the show. I'm curious about it now, but I'm sure. Look, they pull it out of the thing. That's fine. It's going to show up on YouTube all over the place, or Daily Motion, or any of those websites. It's never fully ever gone, but I kind of get what they did. So that's
what I got.
What? Love for your Emmy consideration, Love, Death, and Robots. Where'd you get that?
It's the entire season.
Yeah, I know, and it comes with the book.
DVD.
Yeah, you know somebody that's part of the Emmy committee.
Yeah, whatever neighbor was throwing it out around the corner. That's where I got it. That's where I got it. Because everyone in my neighborhood works for like Netflix and then works in the industry. So I found this in the garbage, and it's for your Emmy consideration. And because it's 18 different shorts, they had to put the whole season on here.
That's great.
Whereas there was other ones that were in there for like TV shows where they gave like, one good episode of this or one good episode of that. But this one they gave the whole season. So I have a whole DVD season of Love, Death, and Robots.
Wow, good for you.
That's pretty cool, right?
They released a couple of shots from the first day of shooting of Ghostbusters 2020, which is just the working title right now. And they show a family. It's a mom with 2 children, and then show Jason Reitman, who's directing and running everything, and a photo. He's standing with his father, Ivan Reitman, who made the original Ghostbusters movies. Now, the kids look like Egon's kids. They're not saying anything, but that one little girl, the way she has her hair and the glasses, looks like Egon's daughter. So it has to be that. The older brother is Michael from Stranger Things.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that kid's in everything.
So he went from going into season 2, we're like, oh, cool, we can do Ghostbusters, and dressed up as Ghostbusters, saying, you know what, let's cast the kid in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, let's just put him in Ghostbusters. Like, yeah, that was a perfect, tryout for him. It was a good audition, rather.
Does he go up to that Dustin kid and go, yeah, you and your never-ending story, cute, fucking Ghostbusters right here. Egon Jr. Eju. I don't
know what they're gonna do with that. I mean, I'm kind of over this just constantly going back to the well type shit. You know me.
Yeah.
I want new shit. I want new original shit.
Get to the 90s, damn it. That's what Giddles is saying.
No, that's my prediction for season 4 of Stranger Things. I feel like they're gonna time jump to the 90s because they'll be all fresh nostalgia. The kids will be older. They could be meeting up after high school. I don't know. That's my prediction. But
And so there's that. You can go and take a look at those photos. And then finally, a trailer that's not part of the releases that are coming out of San Diego. It happened just before San Diego started. So I'm a fan of the Kingsman franchise. Have you watched any of those?
No, but I hear they're a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun. They're a mixture of what I imagine. I've never seen a James Bond movie, but it feels like this would be in the vein of a James Bond style movie. But it's a younger kid and involves his family lineage and all that, and it's really interesting. So there's 2 movies out already. They just put out the trailer for the prequel called The King's Man. And apparently it's showing how it established the whole Kingsman, secret society and everything that they are now. This was how it came to be back in World War I or II. I think 1, actually. And then it bleeds into 2. It's sort of like the Majesty's Secret Service, which is a James Bond thing. But I watched the trailer. I'll definitely go to see that. I'm a big fan of the Kingsman franchise. I think it's a lot of fun, and you should as well. Do what we tell you. I think that's about it. All right, we'll be back next week. Our pal Zia Anderson from Geek Bomb and AfterBuzz TV will be joining us
with all the toys she bought us.
All the toys that she bought us, all her interviews and stuff from doing San Diego Comic-Con, and we'll have the final updates, trailers, all that fun stuff for you next time around on the program. So let's do the plugs. Giddles, what do you have?
Gittlebase on the Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Live, and that's it right now. Middle of summer, not too much else going on right now. Just, getting out of the heat. Not really cooking.
And into the kitchen. But
you know it.
All right. For me, it's eRock Radio across the board on social media, but more importantly, the show. It's Erik Nagel across the board on social media. Like us on Facebook. Follow the Facebook. This is the time to like and subscribe to the Facebook because we're doing all the updates as they happen for San Diego Comic-Con. So if you don't know where to find all this stuff, we have it there, and it's very easy for you to check everything out. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That does help us out in some way, shape, or form. And if you want to leave a voicemail to be used on the next program, 651-SMITHERS is the phone number, 651-764-8437. And with that being said, it is time to get out of here. So until next time, everybody, be excellent to each other.
And have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Erik Nagel.
I can't think of the finish. That's strange, and I can't think of anything else.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Erik Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For ways to listen to the show, go to itseriknagel.com. And remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends. And they can tell 2 friends. And they can tell 2 friends. And those 2 friends can tell 2 friends. Well, you get the idea.
Keep it real.